everybody, welcome back to Jessica's Reading Room. My name is Kim and we are here with another monthly wrap-up video. The month of July. I don't even know what day it is, to be completely honest with you. So it is July, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, all right. So for the month of July 2021, crazy month, lots and lots of stuff going on. And I really hate to say this, I'll just go ahead and start out with like the most embarrassing part of this video. I've read 8 books this month, 1 audio, 7 physical. Not my worst month, not my best month. I'm okay with that. But you see, we did a lot of traveling and a lot of going from one place to another and packing bags, and with me and Ivan, some of my stuff goes in his bag, some of his stuff goes in my bags. I don't know what I'm saying, okay? Anyway, all that to say is that I'm pretty sure that one of my books that I read that I'm supposed to have here with me right now is in Ivan's stuff. It's not lost, okay? We've had this conversation. I don't lose books. I just misplace them. So, yeah, I'm really sorry about that. That's my bad. Okay, all right. So, the book was The Apartment. It is a Blumhouse novel, and because it's not sitting here with me, I can't even tell you who the author is. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Okay, okay, that's okay. We're just gonna move past this. We're gonna get on to the other 7 books that I've read. Okay, it's okay, it's all right. Ivan's gonna get home next week and I'm gonna be able to find the book in all of his stuff, and it's not even gonna be a problem because it's like I said, it's not lost. It's just misplaced. So it's just, everybody calm down. It's gonna be fine. Okay, so yes, I read The Apartment. It is a Blumhouse novel. It was interesting. It was very, I don't even know, because Blumhouse is a movie studio and they specialize in like horror and satire. So I was really excited because we actually really like most of their movies and their videos. Okay. Whew. 90s kid, thank you. All right. Most of their movies, some of them are but then you've got like the first 3 Purges, which are crazy good. You have The Hunt, which was, I mean, it freaking blew my mind. So of course, when I found out that they apparently have this publishing house, I was like, okay, sure, I'll try it and I'll read it. The book was a little more A24 than it was Blumhouse, but it was still, I mean, it was interesting. It was an interesting book. So I'll give it to them. I enjoyed it. I haven't written a review for it yet, but I will. So it was good. I'm gonna, you know what? We're gonna try and put a picture right here. See? We're gonna try it. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna put a picture right here, and it'll even show you the author on when I put the picture. Okay, so good. There you go. Okay. All right. Then, okay. So we have The Lucky List by Rachel Lippincott, the same one who wrote 5 Feet Apart and that one, the second one that they came out with that I also read that I can't remember the name of. Anyway, she wrote this book. I saw it. The cover just totally drew me in. Is definitely going to be in series 2 of the Most Gorgeous Cover Tournament of 2021. Is it as good as 5 Feet Apart? No. But did I enjoy reading it? Yeah, it was okay. Is it my favorite book? Not necessarily. Do I love this cover? Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. Do I love this cover? Yes, I do. Very, very much. So there you go. All right. Then we have a book that I have read before, but have not read in a very, very long time. Like, it's been a good 10 years since I've read it. It is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Yes, that book. It's very 1984. It's very satirical. It's very dystopian. It's an interesting look. It is an interesting book. I mean, yes, it's terrifying and depressing and should make absolutely everybody pissed off and even more suspicious of the government, because you guys know me, that's their don't like the government really at all. So this is one of those cautionary tales where it's like, guess what? You give the government too much power. Look what happens. Do you want this to happen to you? No, I didn't think so. So maybe you should be focusing a little more on personal liberty and civil rights. Good idea. Okay, for all people, for everybody, for everyone in this country. And so it was terrifying, and yet it was really good, and I really liked it. I thought it was great. And then she's got a sequel that I need to actually read. And I haven't watched the TV show yet either. Jessica said it's like super depressing. So it doesn't really surprise me because it's a depressing story. It really is. Okay, then we have The Edge of Lost by Christina McMorris. I don't think I have ever read. Okay. I don't think I've ever read Christina McMorris before. She sounds familiar, but I'm pretty sure this might be her first book. I'm not even sure. But it was interesting. It kind of got me at the very, from the get-go, because this guy is a prisoner in Alcatraz. I love Alcatraz, and it's haunted. Unfortunately, there weren't any ghosts in this book. But anyway, basically, this is just the story of his life, how he got from living as a poor little stand-up comedy act in Dublin as a little kid, all the way through till how he ended up in Alcatraz. I can't even tell you the rest of the stuff that happens in there because that's giving it all away. So you'll just have to read it. But is it incredibly... is it, oh my gosh, all this stuff happens? Not necessarily. It really is just the life story of this one boy. Is it interesting? Yeah. Is it my favorite historical fiction? Not really, but I'm glad I read it. So there you go. All right. Wow, this is not sounding like it's all that great of a wrap up, but it really was. I really did like all the stuff that I read this month. We do have my audiobook. It is Burnt Offering. I don't know the author's name of that one either. I'm sorry. I'll have to get back to you on that. I'm sorry for not being professional or prepared this month. I'm so sorry. And Joe Christopher, do you have to poop while I'm doing a video? Oh yeah, by all means, keep going. Okay, all right. Anyway, so it was an audiobook called Burnt Offerings. It was actually pretty interesting. As soon as I started listening to it, it started sounding really familiar. And I was texting Ivan and I was like, why does this sound familiar? Isn't there a movie that we watched that has this plot line? Because it sure does sound familiar. And he wrote back and he was like, yeah, it really does sound familiar. And so yeah, we had watched the movie like a couple of years ago, and to be honest, I still have absolutely no idea what happened in that movie, and I mostly get what happened in the book. It was just kind of one of those, by the end, it got to be like super metaphorical and super philosophical that I can't really say that I necessarily got everything that I think I was supposed to get. But did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. It was interesting, it was engaging, and yeah. It had a lot of little psychological things that crawled into your brain, and they stay there, and they're like, think about this. What do you think about this? So I liked it. Oh, this is a weird video. It's a weird month. We were just having... Okay. All right, so anyway, then Ivan and I were down at Sanibel Island in Florida, where we found the fabulous bookstore, Jean's Books. It's actually divided into 5 separate cottages. Each cottage has its own set of books. Like there's one for general fiction, there's one for sci-fi and fantasy, there's one for nonfiction, there was one for children's books and YA. I mean, it was crazy. So I bought like this huge pile of books. Oh, and all of their books were like on sale. Like they're new books, but I was getting hardcovers that were normally $30 for $10. So I bought a really big pile of books. and I'm not even ashamed about it. So shout out to Jean's Books in Sanibel Island and Macintosh Books. I did buy a book from there. They're actually smaller. They're also on Sanibel, but they're a smaller bookstore, but I did buy a book from them too. So yes, it was really awesome. I was really excited. So now I have like this huge pile of relatively obscure books that I'm super excited to read, that had I not gone to this bookstore, I don't think I ever would have found them. So pretty excited about it. Okay. All right. So first we have 20 Days of Turin by Giorgio Di Maria. Yes, he's Italian, and it was translated into English. That's not even an Italian accent. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, basically this one it's actually described as satire, and the only problem is that I'm not familiar enough with the political and social constructs of Italy and the city of Turin for me to actually get all of the little nuances and little things. So I don't think I got what I was supposed to get out of this book. But as an actual story and plot, it was actually pretty interesting. Basically, during these 20 days, everyone was suffering from insomnia. They were all walking out of their houses in the middle of the night in almost like this zombie type horde, where everyone's just kind of walking aimlessly because they can't sleep. And within these 20 days of insomnia, someone keeps killing people who are out walking. And, you know, you throw in this idea of there's a library that has been made for people to actually donate their diaries and whatever written documents they have about themselves to try and get closer with their neighbors, and how that interacts with this, with the 20 Days of Turin. And it was interesting. I mean, like I said, I don't think I got it completely because I don't really understand the basis for the satire, but as a weird type story, I kind of liked it. I thought it was interesting. So I was like, okay, all right, let's go for it. And this cover. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, next, The Nightwalker by Sebastian Fitzek. And I believe he's German. I'm pretty sure he's German. This one is about a guy who sleepwalks. And basically it's this whole big thing. One night he wakes up in the middle of the night. His wife has a black eye. She looks like she's been beaten up. And she's leaving him. And so he has to figure out, did he do that to her? Could, is it scientifically possible for someone who is actually very mild-mannered and level-headed while they're awake to turn into a violent psychopath while they're asleep? And it's just this whole big, and I have to say, the twists and turns in this one, I mean, you want psychological thriller, this one was a psychological thriller. I did not see the twist coming. I did not see the ending coming, but it was actually pretty satisfying. So I was like, okay, all right, we got this. We're good. Thank you. So I liked it. And again, I don't think I would have found this if I hadn't gone to Jean's bookstore. Talk about obscure, but worth it. Okay. And then last but not least, The Cult on Fog Island by Mariette Lindstein. Now this one, to be fair, I did get this one at Jean's Books, but one of my, I couldn't decide between friends or followers on Instagram, because followers just sound so impersonal. It makes me sound so pretentious. A girl that I know on Instagram messaged me and said, hey, have you ever heard of this book series? I'm not a real big reader, but I think you'd probably like this. And I was like, yes, thank you. So I put it on my Amazon wish list thinking, okay, I'll get to it eventually. Okay, sure, I'll read it. It's a cult on an island off of Sweden. In an old manor house. And so then as I'm digging through the horror section at Jean's Books, I find this one and I grabbed it and I was like, nope, that's it. We're getting it. Read it. Holy cow. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is my best book of July. Because it does like this slow burn thing without making you think, oh my gosh, when is this book ever going to end? It does a slow burn where stuff keeps happening to keep you engaged, and yet it's still taking a while to build everything up. And actually, her whole purpose was to show a bit more of a realistic view on the manipulation that cults and cult leaders can actually do to people, and they do it slowly. You show up at whatever, commune, and you see all these good things. You realize that you believe in their philosophies, you believe in whatever tenets they're living by, and then when you get sucked in, things start to change. The leaders start to get abusive. Everyone else, you've got this constant peer pressure, and it was fascinating. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. There is a sequel, which I'm gonna have to get because I really liked it. So there you go. All right, so that is what Kim read in the month of July. Okay, so we said, The Cult on Fog Island is easily my best of the month. I really liked it. And I think I'm gonna have to say my least is The Edge of Lost. Oh my gosh. Just because while I was enjoying the story, there were still some places where I was like, why am I reading this? What is the point? Once I finished it, I was glad I read it and I enjoyed it, but it felt too much like, why am I reading this biography of this person that I don't know and I don't care about? So yeah, there you go. All right. Okay, so there we go. Best, least, boom. Okay, so I would love to hear what you guys have read in the month of July. Make sure you put it down in the comments. If you have any recommendations or suggestions for me, please put them down in the comments. If you find yourself down in Sanibel Island, Florida, and you want to go check out Jean's books, then please, by all means, do so. And Macintosh books, they're fabulous. Love them so much. We might have to go back down there and visit and maybe just buy all of my books of the year there. You know what I'm saying? Good idea? Okay, all right. So there we go. Would love to hear from you guys. Make sure you talk to us down in the comments, and I hope you all have a fabulous August. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.